that sounds like it's going to cause me pain and more pain and no happiness. Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we're going to be filming another tier ranking video, and today we're going to be tier ranking popular BookTok books. I saw Larry Reid do this and I wanted to do it because I love these tier ranking videos, and I thought this would be the perfect one because there are actually a lot of BookTok books that I haven't read and I don't really want to read, and then there are also a lot that I have read. So I thought this could be an interesting video, and yeah, I'm actually refilming this because silly me accidentally deleted the footage of my screen recording, so I have to refilm this, but that's okay. It's fine. So second time around, hopefully this works out because I do not want to film this again. But today's video is actually sponsored by someone very special. So flip to future me to talk to you about today's sponsor. Future Shantelle coming at you to cut into this video to tell you about today's sponsor. We have a sponsor for this video, and this is the craziest thing ever because the oodie is sponsoring this video. The oodie, if you guys didn't know, it's a blanket, it's a hoodie, it's a blanket hoodie thing. It's the comfiest, coziest piece of clothing that I've ever worn, and ever since I got mine for my birthday 2 years ago, I think, I lived in it all winter. I have the Harry Potter one, and I'm a Hufflepuff, so I have yellow. I'll put a clip of me wearing this one, and it is the coziest thing. I love it so much. Perfect for curling up and reading a book with. But the oodie was kind enough to send me another oodie and give me a discount code for you guys to get $35 off your very own oodie. So just use the code ShantelleM35 to get 35% off. They have so many fun patterns and colors. You can get plain ones, you can get tie-dye ones, you can get like themed ones. They have like a Marvel collection that just came out. They have like a chicken nuggets and chips one, which is so cute. They have a Harry Potter collection. You can get like Slytherin, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw or Gryffindor, and they have like Disney ones. I think they have Rick and Morty, Star Wars. They have so many fun patterns and themes that you can get, and I definitely cannot rave about the oodie enough. And when they reached out, I was literally fangirling because I love the oodie. Like they're so like, and they're like a big popular brand, and they want to work with like little old me. Like hello. Oh my god, it's so soft because it's like brand new. Comes with a little like bow on it, wrapped really nicely. And then I got the Dachshund one because I'm obsessed with Dachshunds. They're my favorite dogs. So let me zoom out so you guys can see, and then I'm gonna go try it on because the feeling of like a fresh oodie is so nice. Look how cute this is. Like it's massive. You can't even see it. It doesn't even fit in the frame. It's so big and cozy. Like look at the inside, how fluffy that is. It's just so soft. And then we have the little Dachshunds all over. They're so cute. There's like with a little pretzel, and like I'm obsessed, and this purple color is so nice. Look how ginormous it is. Like it doesn't even fit in the frame. It's so big and cozy and comfy, and it has this big ass pocket that you can just fit your hands into. And like the feeling, like my oodie's like 2 years old, but it's still super comfy and cozy on the inside. It's still fluffy, but like the feeling of this one is so nice because it's brand new. But yeah, if you guys want to get your hands on your very own oodie, get $35 off, obviously using my code, because who wouldn't want to save money? And yeah, thank you to the oodie once again for sponsoring this video. This is literally insane. And let's just get into the tier ranking because that's what you're here for. We have, the tiers that we have are God tier. If you don't like these books, I will literally cry. And those are like my all-time favorite things ever. And then we have I'm thinking about this book 24/7. Ones that I love but aren't quite like all-time favorites. And then I have I love it but it's not quite my favorite. I have it wasn't bad but it also wasn't good, so it's like meh. And then I have I've read this but I really wish I hadn't. And then I have on my TBR, I will read it eventually, I promise. These are books that have been on my TBR probably for a long time, but I'm going to read them. And then I have I'll probably never read this, sorry. Books that I just am not interested in reading whatsoever. Okay, so the first book we have on the list is A Little Life. I am never gonna read this. I'm so sorry. But that man looks like he's in pain, like severe pain, and I really just don't want to go through that pain because I feel like this book is going to cause me a lot of pain. And I'm just really not here for that. Then we have The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. This was good, but it wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. It was just meh. I think everyone loves this book and I did enjoy it. It's just not my favorite thing ever. Then we have 1,000 Boy Kisses. This book, god tier. But also, I never want to reread it because it made me bawl my eyes out. I have a reading vlog on my channel. If you guys haven't watched it, I'll link it in the little eye. Because it's literally just me crying for like 20 minutes straight when I read this book. There is spoilers in it though. And I love it though because it just changes your like perspective on like life. And it's just like the best thing ever. Poppy and Rune, forever in my heart. Then we have The Wall of Winnipeg and Me. This is on my TBR. I will read it eventually, but I'm just hesitant because my as a part of books are mega slow burn, and while I love a good slow burn, I just don't think I can do a slow burn that's like 600 plus pages. Like a slow burn for me, I don't mind if it's like 400 pages, even 500 or less, but like 600 pages plus is just a really big book in general, and I feel like I just don't know if I could do it. But it is on my TBR, as well as From Luke Off with Love, which is actually coming to Big W really soon, and it's only gonna be $12, so I'm definitely gonna pick that one up. But I think From Luke Off with Love is a little bit shorter. It's only like the high end of 400, almost 5 I think, so it's not quite as long. I think The Wall of Winnipeg is her longest book. But yeah, they're both on my TBR. I'm gonna read them. Then we have Archer's Voice. You guys know, straight into God tier. This book is my favorite thing of all time. Sitting right here on my shelf. I love Archer Hale with my whole heart. Archer Hale is everything. Archer and Bree, soulmates, perfect together, my favorite thing ever. I have a reading vlog for that book as well if you guys want to watch that. It's my favorite thing ever. Then we have They Both Die in the End. Oh, I'm never gonna read it, I'm sorry, but a book that's called They Both Die in the End, I full well know it's not gonna be a happy ending, so why would I want to put myself through that when I know they're not gonna, like, it's not gonna be happy, they're gonna die. Like, what's the point? So no, I'm not reading it. I have no interest in it. No. Then we have The Simple Wild. This one's on my TBR. I'm going to read it. I have it on my shelf actually. I bought it a couple months ago, but I want to wait until I get the other books in like the series. I know it's a standalone, but there's like a series. So like I want to wait until I get the other ones so I can read them all together. So it's on my TBR. I'm gonna get there eventually. Then we have Where the Crawdads Sing. I'm not gonna read it because I don't care to find out where the crawdads sing. I simply don't care. The cover, however, very pretty, but I don't want to read it. I've heard that it's good, but also a little bit draining because literally apparently there's like a whole chapter where they're just describing what the swamp thing looks like, and I just don't think I can do that. Then we have The Silent Patient. This one's also on my TBR. I really want to read this one because apparently the plot twist is insane. I have this, I own the physical copy, it's on my shelf, and I'm definitely planning on reading it sometime soon. Shatter Me. This one's also on my TBR. I just want to know what the hype is around Aaron Warner. Apparently he's everything, and I just want to know what the hype is. It is not really the genre that I typically read, but I actually bought the first book from Kmart a couple days ago and I own it, so I definitely want to read it. But we'll get there. It's like a dystopian romance with a little hint of fantasy, I think, kind of like Divergent, the Hunger Games vibes, but mixed with some fantasy in there. And then obviously there's a romance between the main girl and this Aaron man that everyone's obsessed with. The only Aaron I love is Aaron Blackford, but I mean, we'll see. Then we have Flock, or the Ravenhood trilogy, also on my TBR. I actually own these books. They're sitting right here. I have Flock, Exodus, and The Finish Line, and I really want to read them. I do, but I've heard that they're super confusing, and like it's meant to be like that, but like I just haven't been in the mindset to read like a confusing, crazy book. But it is on my TBR. I own the books. We'll get there. Verity. I'm thinking about this book 24/7. It's not god tier. It's not my favorite thing ever, but I love this book and I'm thinking about it on a daily basis. My mind is constantly thinking about Verity and the things that happen in that book. It is a mind fuck of a book, and I think about it all the time. And my mind is like, manuscript, letter, manuscript, letter. I don't fucking know. Like team manuscript, but also sometimes I can see how it's the letter. And if you've read the book, you understand the pain. But yeah, Verity on my mind constantly, thinking about it all the time. Mindfuck series by St. Abbey. God tier. I love this series. It's 5 really short books all in one, and it is about a serial killer and an FBI agent. And you cannot convince me that Lana Myers isn't innocent. She did the right thing. She can do no wrong. Like, I'm sorry. And I love this series and I love this book, and Logan Bennett, my little FBI agent, I love you. This book is everything, and if you haven't read it, please go read the series. So good. Stunning. Super dark though, definitely the top trigger warnings, but so good. Then we have The Unhoneymooners. Now remember, I read this book and I loved it. So I'm debating, do I put it in I love it but it's not quite my favourite, or it wasn't good but it wasn't bad? Because going back and thinking about it, I didn't actually love it as much as I thought I did, but this book played like a movie in my head, and that's why I loved it. Like, I felt like I could see it so clearly in my head, and it played like a movie, and that's one of the things I loved about the book. So part of me wants to put it in I love it but it's not quite my favourite for that reason. Plus, like, the vibes, the enemies to lovers, it's just fun. But also his name's Ethan, and I just hate every guy named Ethan. I'm really sorry if there's anyone named Ethan watching this video, but every Ethan I've ever known has been a dick. And but he's like a sweet Ethan, but like, Ethan's just give me the ick. I just like, Okay, I'm gonna put it in it wasn't good but it wasn't bad. Sorry. I do love it though. Anyway, The Roommate, on my TBR. This one I want to read. It's in third person, which is why I put it off for so long, but I really, really want to read it. Apparently it's really, really good. It's about this girl who needs a roommate, and then this guy moves in, and he's either an ex-porn star or he is a porn star. One or the other. And like, they have a disagreement or something, and he like teaches her things, and I'm just like, that sounds like my perfect book, really. And I really want to read it. And apparently it's very steamy, which we love. On my TBR, I literally own it. It's like, it's on my shelf. We have The Dare, also on my TBR. This book blew up. It's very short. It's a very short, spicy novella, but it actually got banned off Kindle. So you can only buy the paperback, or you have to buy the ebook off like some other websites. And yeah, apparently it's crazy. There are a lot of trigger warnings. There's a lot of crazy smut scenes, and I just want to read it. It sounds like a fun time. So definitely on my TBR. Then we have The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I'm not going to read this book. I'm sorry. I just don't have any interest in it. I know people love it and I've heard really good things, but it just sounds boring to me. My birthday girl, Nellie Douglas. Guys, don't even talk to me. Like, this book is god tier and you cannot convince me otherwise. I love it. Pike Lawson. That's all I have to say. Pike Lawson. He's everything to me. Yes, she's 19. Yes, he's 38 or 39. Yes, there's a massive age gap. Do I care? No. Yes, she gets with her ex-boyfriend's dad. Do I care? No. This book is everything. I love it. The spice. Penelope Douglas writes the best spice. You cannot convince me otherwise. It is so good. I love this book. And I know a lot of people don't like it, but I love it. And so that's just it. Then we have Punk 57. I'm gonna put this in I love it, but it's not quite my favorite. I do love it. I reread it. I've reread it like 4 times. I love it. Misha and Ryan are everything, but this book was written quite a while ago. So it does have some things in it that I don't quite agree with, because it was written in, I think, like 2013, maybe. Like, it's quite an old book. So it does have some things in there that aren't really the best for, you know, our time right now. But I still do enjoy it, and I love their story and their relationship. And they're really cute. It's pen pal, enemies to lovers, childhood friends to enemies to lovers. My favourite trope. Stunning. Then we have We Were Liars. I'm not going to read it. I've heard really bad things. No one likes this book, and I just don't have an interest in reading it for that reason, because all my favourite booktubers do not like it, and if they don't like it, I'm probably not going to like it, so I'm not going to waste my time. So yeah, Then we have The Cruel Prince, also probably not gonna read. It's fantasy. I'm not really into fantasy. I mean, I could give it a go, but like, he has a tail and like, I just don't know if I can get behind that, you know? Same with Six of Crows and Shadow and Bone. I just don't have any interest in it. It's fantasy once again. I just don't care for fantasy. Then we have the Inheritance games, and this is like, I'm counting it as like the trilogy on my TBR. I own all 3 of the books. I bought them the other day, and the final game, it just came out a couple weeks ago or a couple days ago or something, and I wanted to wait until all 3 of the books were out so I could read them all together because they all end on cliffhangers, and I didn't want to read the first 2 and then have to wait for the 3rd one, so I thought I'd wait till it came out and then I'm going to read them all together because I've heard really good things. It's like a mystery, kind of like escape room type of vibe, but there's also romance in there, so I definitely want to read it. Then we have Beach Read. Oh, look, I read it, but I wish I hadn't. I didn't actually finish it. I DNF'd it, but I was bored like the whole time and I pushed myself through it, and then I put myself in a reading slump because I read it, so I really wish I didn't read it. I just simply don't think me and Emily Henry's writing get along. I'm sorry, I know everyone loves it, but I don't. Same with People We Meet on Vacation. I just thought this book was boring. It's boring, friends to lovers. I'm sorry if you love it, I just don't. And then Book Lovers. I actually really like Book Lovers. I love it, but it's not quite my favourite. Book Lovers, Charlie, everything, banter, so good. Small town, it's just so good. I don't know why I loved Book Lovers so much, but I just didn't like Beach Read. I didn't like People We Meet on Vacation, and then I was hesitant to read Book Lovers, but I really wanted to anyway, and I ended up really, really enjoying it. Then we have You've Reached Sam. I'm not reading this. You could probably convince me to read it. If it's really, really good and I really need to, then you could probably convince me in the comments, but I just simply don't want to read a book where I know that he's going to die. I'm pretty sure she calls his voicemail and listens to it because he died. Like, no. That sounds like it's going to cause me pain and more pain and no happiness, and I just do not want to put myself through that, because that does not sound like a fun time. Then we have Addicted to You, the Addicted Calloway Sisters series. God tier, I love it. I haven't finished it yet. I'm actually reading Feel the Fire right now. Loving every second of it, Connor and Rose. But Addicted Calloway is one of my favourite things ever. God tier, if you don't like this, I will literally cry. Like, it's my favourite thing of all time. I love it so much. It's comfort in a book. It just brings me so much comfort and joy, and I feel like these characters are my best friends and I love them with my whole heart, and you can't not like them. I'm sorry, but it's not allowed. The Love Hypothesis. I'm thinking about this book 24/7. Honestly, Adam Carlson is on my mind. Chapter 16, on my mind constantly. I get the hype. It took me a long time to read this book, but I get the hype. I get why we love the book. I get why we love Adam. I get it. Plus, women in STEM, like we stand. I just love it. So good. Then we have the Devil's Night series. God tier. Don't even come for me. This book is very controversial. This series is very controversial. A lot of people love it. A lot of people don't like it. I love it. And Kill Switch is my favorite. Damon, everything. I don't know. I just love it. And Damon's everything. Damon and Winter, my favorite book ever. Stunning. The Atlas 6. No. I'm just not gonna read it. I just simply don't care about the Atlas 6. I don't know. I just don't have any interest in it really, and it just doesn't sound like my type of book, so I don't know. I'm just not really interested. Then we have Things We Never Got Over. This book wasn't good, but it also wasn't bad. I think that if I had read this on my Kindle, I would have loved it. But I read the paperback, and the paperback's really long, and I read it when I was really busy, and so I read it really like slowly, and I just felt like that kind of ruined the whole experience for me, but I really did enjoy the romance in the book. The Spanish Love Deception. This book, God tier. God tier. Aaron Blackford, everything to me. I just read The American Roommate Experiment. I loved it. But Aaron Blackford, he's just everything to me. He's everything to me, and that's just God tier, and I'm not even explaining any further because it just is. Then we have the Twisted series, also God tier. Love this book. This one's, I just have Twisted Love on here, but I'm counting it as the whole Twisted series. Everything to me, this series is one of my favourite things ever. Companion novels, stunning, beautiful, so many good tropes, just stunning books. Then we have the Dreamland Billionaires series, and I only have the fine print on here, but the fine print terms and conditions, so good, god tier, cannot wait for, I think it's called The Final Offer. It's gonna be stunning, I cannot wait. About three brothers, they're billionaires, stunning. What more could you want? Then we have After. Now After is a controversial book just in itself, and this After will always hold a special place in my heart. You guys know, if you've been here for a long time, you know I was obsessed with After. Like, I mean obsessed. And it's the books that got me into reading romance, so I will always hold them in a special place in my heart. And I loved them when I read them. I loved them so much. But they're just not, like, if I was to reread them again, I probably wouldn't love them as much because I've read so many other books, but when I first read them, I hadn't read like anything else. And so I loved them for what they were. And I know that their relationship is low-key toxic, and I know that the movies are kind of trash. And I know that no one really likes the books, but I do love them. They hold a special place in my heart. So I'm gonna put it in, fuck, I don't know. Do I put it in I love it, but it's not quite my favorite? Because I do love it, but it also isn't good, but it isn't bad. I don't know. Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna put it in here. It's not good, but it's not bad. But I do love it. Just know I love it. Hard and Tessa, they'll always hold a special place in my heart. Then we have Throttled by Lauren Asher, aka the Jodie Eyre series. I'm thinking about this 24/7. I'm just thinking about it. If I had all the books on here, Wrecked and Redeemed would be god tier, because they're my favorite in the series. But just the series as a whole, I'm thinking about it all the time. Stunning, beautiful, F1 romances, so good. Red, White and Royal Blue, you guys know this is on my TBR. It has been on my TBR for months and months, and I will read it eventually. I promise I'm gonna get there, but just not yet. The Song of Achilles, it's good, but it wasn't bad. I love the romance between Achilles and Patroclus, but I just wish there was more. There was too much boring other stuff in there for me to love it any more than I did. Reminders of Him, god tier, stunning. It Ends With Us, god tier, stunning. Colleen Hoover, favorite author ever, perfect, beautiful, amazing, and her books are just god tier. The Kiss Quotient, I'm thinking about this book 24/7. I love it, it's so good. I love The Kiss Quotient, stunning. Cannot wait to read the next two books in the series. They've been on my TBR for the past like 4 months, but I'm gonna read them eventually. But The Kiss Quotient, I love it. Michael and Stella, adorable. Daisy Jones and the Six, on my TBR. I'm gonna read it eventually. I definitely want to read it before the TV show comes out, but I haven't read it yet. A Court of Thorns and Roses, no, I'm not reading it. I don't want to. I don't want to read ACOTAR. I just don't care. It's fantasy and I just don't have an interest in it, and also it's just fairy porn, essentially. And I just don't know if I can get behind that. But I don't have an interest in it. And then we have It Happened One Summer, on my TBR. Hook, Line and Sinker, also on my TBR, both by Tessa Bailey. They're kind of like companion novels. Can't wait to read this. I think I want to read them in summer though. Then we have Normal People by Sally Rooney. I'm just not reading this. Any Sally Rooney book I don't have an interest in. I don't really know if I can do her writing style either, because she doesn't put quotation marks when the characters are talking, and that just frustrates me. But also Normal People doesn't have a happy ending. Like, I'm almost positive. And I just don't have an interest in reading a book that isn't gonna have a happy ending. Like, no. But it's like realistic, but I don't read romance for it to be realistic. I read it to escape from reality, because escapism. Like, I don't read it for realism. Like, why would I do that? So no, I'm not gonna read it. And then we have The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I don't plan on reading this either, because I know everyone loves this book, but I don't have an interest in reading it, because I feel like I've read the book already, because everyone talks about it all the time. The Deal by Elle Kennedy. I love it, but it's not quite my favorite. I love the Off Campus series. I do. It's one of my favorite series ever. I think about it all the time. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put it in I'm thinking about it 24/7, because I do. I think about it all the time. I love this series. Hockey romances, stunning. The Deal, however, not my favorite, like everybody else. It's everybody's favorite, but I love The Mistake, because Logan is everything to me. Then we have Ugly Love. Do I put it in I love it, but it's not quite my favorite, or do I put it in it wasn't good, but it wasn't bad? Because I love it. I gave it 5 stars. But it's my least favorite Colleen Hoover book. So I think I'm gonna put it, which I know is controversial because everyone loves it, but I don't know. I just didn't love it as much as I loved everything else that I've read from her. I think I'm gonna put it in I love it, but it's not quite my favorite. That feels right. And then last but not least, we have the selection, which I also don't plan on reading, simply because I actually watched a reading vlog that spoiled the whole thing. Like, I did it on purpose because I didn't want to read it. That is all the books that we have to rank today, and this is the final tier. Pretty happy with it, actually. Solid. Feels good. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys!